What's up, you sexy beast? We're back again with another episode of the #1 student-run podcast in the universe, the Illest Podcast.
Today we're talking about our midterms and our goals and our stuff, and I'm tired already, man.
Yeah, you were late today.
Yeah, I gotta talk about that for a second. Supposed to wake up at 8:45 in the morning, right? And I remember the alarms going off. Like you kind of have like that weird like funk where like you have that moment of memory in there, and I wake up again and it's 11:55. Like just instant out. I didn't even get a chance to stand up. And I'm like, oh my god, bro, I gotta go to the podcast. I just missed class entirely.
No, I was like, because I was in class. I'm like, oh, Jason's not here, and I go up to a teacher and I'm like, hey Kim, did Jason send you an email if he's gonna be out or not? She was like, I got nothing. He's probably tired. I'm like, yeah, we all kind of guess you like slept past your alarm.
It happens, you know.
Yeah.
Hudson just started her job here at Campus Safety.
You guys
so
gave me
like,
a fake ticket.
Yeah, you like that?
That was funny. Yeah, we can't share everything on it, but it was like my reason for getting a ticket was ugly car.
We were driving around.
You actually showed me the picture too.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah,
but we can't say the other information on there.
Yeah.
There was a little bit.
You don't want to know what the other information was.
Yeah. But as you can probably hear, we have more guests on. It's a boys only episode. We're trying something new out, but for the first time, well, no, Soren's been on camera before. We got Soren and Dan on.
Yeah, together. So, guys, can you take us through your psyche as you're going through for midterms?
Through like midterms, because we'll end up like talking a lot when Corey and Cam come on, because we talk a lot. But so we're gonna save ours for later. So what are your guys' kind of like what's going on in your mind as like you're going through midterms, and what's your like tactic to like kind of like get through it and like kind of like be in a good headspace?
I think just being able to have enough preparation for writing my essays, I think is going to be very key, and just going to the writing center hopefully can help, and that maybe getting some more revisions and working on my drafts and being able to have that, I think will be a great idea. And then maybe just for the quizzes and stuff like that, I'll be able to, just try to get, study ahead of time, try to, have time management, and just come here and study. So
yeah, I'm not ready for those quizzes at all. I hate quizzes.
Yeah, we have one for Film and Society come up specifically, and
Dan, you ready for the quiz? You ready for the quiz?
Let's talk about her slides for a second. I don't know if she's ever going to see this episode. Do you ever look over her PowerPoint slides? They're some of the worst formatted things I've ever seen.
Yep.
I plead the
And
fifth.
you guys are talking about the Film and Society class, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dan, I plead the fifth. What about you?
I just don't really look at the slides before tests.
So yeah, so if you don't look at the slides, then how are you preparing for the test?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how we're doing it. We're not prepared.
All right.
What is this test even going to be on? She said it's essay questions, but like...
Essay questions, multiple choice, and matching.
On what?
Yeah, I don't learn anything.
On how boring the movies are? Like...
You'll never know. You'll find out.
Okay,
He slipped through the movies.
So before you guys like think that we're being a little rude towards this class, it's legit super old movies that like I try my best to pay attention to. I just lose interest, and because of, you guys have seen many episodes of Jason and I just ranting off into like different topics. I can't do the same boring thing for like 3 hours.
And the movies are extraordinarily long too. Like,
Yeah, and like the
Just wait till we get to Schindler's List.
how long?
I actually like Schindler's List.
Schindler's List is 3 hours.
I like Schindler's List. It's an amazing movie.
That's the last movie we're watching in that class.
I've actually watched it before. I like it. So it's all black and white, and the only thing colored in it is a red scarf. Or no, red dress.
Well, The Searchers was in color, and I think we just slashed the last black and white movie last
I'm talking about
week.
Schindler's List.
Oh,
The only color in Schindler's List is a red dress that a little girl has in the ghetto.
And I'm assuming that's important to the plot in some way.
In some way, yes.
Okay.
And I don't know which version she's going to show, because there's a version because Schindler ended up dying. Do you know what it is?
No.
So Schindler's List, it's a guy, this is Nazi Germany, and of course everyone's starting to start their businesses, and where do you get cheap labor? The Jewish people that have been like put into camps. So what this guy did was he started as like a kind of I watched this movie years ago, so from my memory I think he started off kind of like a crook in a way, but then he started to be like wait, no, this is wrong. Why are they doing this to the Jewish people? So he started like, so the old people who they would normally send to, I guess, to the chambers, he started writing their names on his list for workers. And then these workers would come work in his factory, but he would treat them with respect. He would treat them nicely. And so a lot of actually Jewish people ended up surviving because of him.
Yeah.
Is it based on a true story?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the end of the movie actually shows, because he passed away, the end of the movie shows like the funeral, like people walking up to his grave and putting a flower down. It shows the actors, and as they're walking, it like they do like this cool effect, and it switches into the real people.
Oh,
Yeah.
The real,
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah, the ending of the version I watched, what showed in color at like the final scene.
That's neat.
I think the final scene's in color, where it's like the people coming in and transitions into from the actors to the actual people paying their respects at his grave because of how like what he did.
So it sounds like we have maybe one thing to look forward to in this whole class.
Dude, I'm actually looking forward to it. I love Schindler's
I
List.
feel like
It's an
people
amazing
would.
movie.
I feel like people are looking forward to The Godfather.
What's The
I
Godfather?
watched
Oh,
that.
I've actually seen The Godfather. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Rate it like 1 through 10.
Like the cinematography is pretty good, and that the characters and story development I think is very interesting. But we should also mention the fact that our sportscasting class's final we have a midterm paper for sportscasting, but it's actually going to be a pretty good paper. I'm going to be talking about Bob Costas. My Nana used to know her for a bit, so that'll be kind of pretty interesting. But we should also look forward to the final. We get to actually broadcast a Rail Riders game, people. Like, this
That's
is going to
actually
be
dope.
very
That's one thing that's
interesting.
dope.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be fun. I'm nervous about
Yeah,
that.
our final. It's like so. Our teacher for sports
Adam Marco.
sportscasting. He's a
He's part of.
he's a I don't know why I'm blanking. He's a broadcaster for the Rail Riders here in Scranton
Yeah, he's
Yes,
the director of
right.
communications as well.
and Wilkes, right?
Yes, Grand Wilkes-Barre.
Wilkes-Barre Rail
Yeah.
Riders.
Yep.
The team.
So our final's super cool, where we actually go and announce games.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope, especially because like I feel that's not an opportunity that's offered to anyone really ever. Yeah, like interns that come and go and all that, but like as far as students go, and just
I'm
the
vlogging
class-
that day.
Yeah, you're what, vlogging it?
I'm
That's-
gonna
that's
vlog
okay.
that day.
I-
It's kind of interesting and it's kind of dope and like
Get him on the vlog, man.
What?
Get Marco on the vlog.
dude,
I
that'd
think
be
it's-
dope. That'd be
But
dope.
we gotta get him on the pod. It'd be cool.
Yo, future guest. I'm on the
I think
pod.
it's going to be very hard to vlog and broadcast at the same time because I have a little bit of experience in high school where I was able to do some broadcasts for the high school baseball team and then also the Kiwanis team as well. Just
mean, it's just
announcing
gonna-
names and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think
What
it would
I'll
be
do
pretty
is
interesting.
I'll probably put on a tripod. Like, I'll vlog us getting there, kind of do some cool transitions of my YouTube stuff that I normally do. And then when we get there, I'll kind of like record us, like, I'll do like a B-roll of us, like, kind of like calling a couple of them. And maybe we could even submit that footage to like something like TVM. Because that's a cool little thing not many classes get to do.
Yeah, it's like it's basically a once in a lifetime opportunity that you are going to get hands-on learning experience. And I'm going to stress this enough. Hands-on learning experience. It's one of the greatest things you can ever ask for. And
I'll
that's
agree.
why I came to Marywood, because of the hands-on learning experience and the tutoring services, as well as the time management as well. So.
HOLE, the hands-on learning experience.
We should put that on the
Holes,
shirt.
Marywood.
The whole experience. But no, Soren's right when he's talking about like having like a hands-on experience, because you're not gonna learn unless you do it. And I know for me, I'm not going into the sports field. I'm taking this as like an elective for like my major. I'm in the film, I guess, side. I'm in the multimedia side, but I'm not in the sports side. This is probably not something I'm gonna get a chance to do ever again in the future. Whereas of maybe some of the other guys that are going towards the sports media side, you might get a chance to do this again, or you will be doing this again if that is what you want. For me, it's like a once in a lifetime type thing. I'm not gonna do that again. So
That's true, but I think it's also cool, and it expands outside of just broadcasting. Like we
Yeah.
essentially do a broadcast, but it's recorded. You know what I mean? So like whatever we do there, we can bring it into here.
yeah, but that's live.
Yeah.
We don't do live.
That's the big thing. That's the big difference. But it's still, we're still essentially broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really interesting to have an actual live minor league baseball game to broadcast. And I think it's pretty cool to have that sort of experience. And, that's why the reason I came to Marywood is because of sports media and that, it's a great major here at Marywood. And I will stress
Marywood
this
in
enough.
general does a lot of things where it's like they throw you straight up in there.
Yep.
Which like my freshman, I was like, whoa. But later on, you come to realize that, like in my junior, I come to realize that it's a good thing for you. What do you think about that, Dan? Because I know you've been in a couple of different majors here. Is it straight up? Do they throw you straight up into like a kind of like a, as Soren would put it, hands-on learning experience for all of them?
When I was in biotechnology, I had to take like lab classes, and the biology lab was like a C phages class, so I got to like do stuff with different bacteria stuff. And
Oh,
Yeah, sick.
and when I was in computer science, the things we had to do actually involved actual coding
That
See,
makes
that's
sense.
what I
class
like, yeah.
projects.
And was that your first years in them, like the first couple of years, like the starting?
Yeah, and then my 10th semester, I just came to this department.
Dan has switched 3 majors, and it's not even like, oh, let me like switch my major my first semester and then second semester and then third semester. No, he was in them for a couple of years. But like that happens sometimes in college. You're like doing something for like a couple of years, and you're just like, maybe I don't want to do this.
And it's good to be able to change your mind like that because you
Yeah.
don't want to be stuck in a job where you hate what you're doing every single day because you decided to not change your major.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to be able to love what you're actually doing and just have passion for it. And that, it's really important that you go to your job, you love doing it. Like, I will stress this enough as well. Like, with me being a sports media major, just do what you love and go for it. Don't stop, the excuses or just being lazy. Like, actually go for your dream and do it and take action immediately.
We got Shia LaBeouf over here.
Yeah. Just do it.
Like,
Yep. As a Nike campaign spokesman would say.
But he's wearing
Not
champions.
not sponsored.
Not
This is a
sponsored, though.
sponsor.
Not
And,
sponsored.
like-
Disclaimer: we have nothing to do with Nike.
and like
We love
my
Nike though.
my
Sponsor us, please.
and like my dream is to be a YouTuber, and I have my own YouTube channel now. So
But that's the thing. I always wanted to do a podcast. You always wanted to do a podcast, and it's actually the faculty here, like Dr. Lawrence. He was
which
a
I never
faculty-
had.
Yeah, so, some of you guys never had Dr. Lawrence, but like I know Corey, you had Dr.
Yeah, I had
Lawrence.
Dr. Lawrence as well. He's
Soren
a good
did.
teacher.
Yes. But like one thing that like he told me to like I told him that I want to do a podcast. He was like, do it. Start it here. He was like, people here will actually help you out, and I didn't believe in then. And like it wasn't until a year later when I actually started the podcast. But it's honestly the faculty here, and I hopefully at other universities you have faculty or friends or something that's pushing you. But like for us here, it's a lot of like, hey, go do it. We'll back you up on it. Or like, oh, do you need equipment? We got equipment in our room. What do you need? Like,
It's the Marywood experience.
Yeah, and Marywood's just, they're always here to help you in whatever you need, like camera equipment and stuff like that, as Jason was mentioning. But later on down the road, I've been trying to invest with a new camera, which I will talk about later at some point, maybe on another episode. But it's great to have the experience here, and I myself want to start a YouTube channel too. So I'm kind of looking into that, and hopefully maybe I can figure it out. And I know that it's like doing this. So.
all right. I guess if you guys want to switch out now, we'll keep him busy.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Dan
for coming on,
Soren.
guys.
Yeah, no problem, guys. I appreciate
We
it.
actually have a big crew in here today. We got 6 people, so we're just switching people out.
All right, who's coming on next?
Yeah.
DL suggested the podcast on the DL.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good.
No. But what's some plans that like? I know that. Oh. We'll use the wide angle.
Going on. Yeah.
Just like goes.
Whatever.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me and everything? You guys are good?
Yeah. Josh is a new guy on the
Yeah,
show.
a little
It's his
bit.
Well,
first
Josh
day
is
here,
a friend of
actually.
mine who loves cameras.
Yeah. So that's
we met in
yeah.
summer orientation. I was his orientation leader, and now he's one of my friends.
Yeah, and
Yes, Soren.
I think I met you actually, Soren, before I met Rubane.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Because
that was
I met you at pool.
Yeah, because you and Damien were like
we
inviting
were,
people to
we were
play
doing
pool.
things. We were doing
Yeah,
things.
and you invited like me and someone else to play pool, and that's how I met you, and then Damien. So like, yeah, no.
So tell us about yourself, because I don't think any of us here really know like what your major is. And
give us like
your
a
interests,
quick
yeah.
like elevator pitch about yourself.
So yeah, I'm a secondary ed major for history, so I'm going to be a history teacher pretty much. And one of the things that I know, like, share with Rubane pretty much is that we both do like photography and videography stuff. So I think like I want to say it was like second week into December I got my first DSLR camera, and then like before that, like when I was a kid, I would shoot on a like one of those mini like red cameras, if you've ever gotten those. Like I got that in first grade, I think it was. So yeah. But yeah, no, like that's how I know Rubane, and that's some of the things that like Rubane and I talk about all the time. And then I also play baseball here at Marywood, so you know.
And then we got Mr. Elixir himself.
Yes.
Third zone,
Third
Elixir,
zone.
the man.
We got Eric. Eric, it's been a while since we've had you on.
Yeah, since like New Year's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
So again, the same question to you guys. Like, how are you preparing for this like midterms? I had a lollipop in my mouth. This is a tasty lollipop.
I feel like I study like in terms of like what I need the most like help with. So like I kind of like prioritize like, okay, I need help in this class, like big time help, Spanish 102. And I kind of like make other classes like, okay, like I can do a little bit of studying for this or none because it might not matter that much. Not in, like a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You know you're
No,
doing
like you
already.
know what's going on in that.
Yeah, yeah. Like Kim's class. Not that like the work isn't like hard or rigorous, but like we do most of our work in class.
Yeah.
And
she's there to help us out.
yeah,
with it,
exactly. So like there isn't like as much like at home studying where like in Spanish I'm like I gotta hit these books, I gotta look at these flashcards, Espanol.
You can say that at least. You can
Yeah.
say anything else.
No, I agree with you on the whole like Spanish thing. That I hate Spanish, and when I took it in high school, I was like, this is just dumb. I hated it. I never wanted it.
Okay, what about you as an athlete? Because that's you have a little more on your plate.
Well, yeah, and like you kind of know what I'm talking about when I say this, but like prioritize and like time management has been like a huge thing. You know, I kind of like, especially in the fall, like I had to focus on it a lot, like for a good strand of time, and like you know, like I think it was 6 weeks of baseball for like, you know, the weekends were pretty much taken up. You know, we couldn't really do much over the weekend, so like that, especially like when I had Friday or like long projects, like I had to really prioritize that. But like now we're going every day. You know, we're starting, our first game is this Saturday in Philly, I think it is where we're at. And like school wise, like I have to make sure I have my grades done. I have to have like be on time with projects and stuff. I can't like miss stuff, and then I have to like, you know, especially with papers, like, you know, if I want to like make sure the paper's good, like I have to start way earlier than I would if I was just writing a rough draft and then submitting it. So like,
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
My
What?
first game's on Saturday.
your first game.
Yeah, my first
Where-
game ever as a rugby player is on Saturday.
Where are you at?
It's a tournament, Lancaster.
Oh, I love that area. I used to live in that,
Oh, I've
like
never
near
been
that area. So like, it's a nice area
That's
too.
where Sister Mary's boyfriend was from.
Really?
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Franklin Marshall. Is
Oh, okay.
That's in the area.
Lancaster. Lancaster.
It's Lancaster, yeah.
Well,
But you're from New York,
yeah.
so you're gonna say it a little weird.
Yeah, back when I was at a Jimmy Allen concert, he kept pronouncing the shopping wrong.
Oh, dude, don't feel bad about
He was
like
saying
pronouncing it
the
wrong.
Chopin.
I don't, know
I
how
don't
to say
feel
that.
bad. We're better. We're New York.
Don't say that. Like people from the city say like all
You guys
messed
are
up.
like, if we're talking about the boys, like Pennsylvania is the deep, and then like New York is Homelander. Like
I have no idea what that means.
the deep is like a kind of like not that popular of a hero, and then you got Homelander, which like people that don't watch the boys know.
What about
Whatever.
Jersey? Come on.
Jersey, it's a bootleg New York.
No, it's not.
I hate the drivers in New York, Jersey. I'm sorry, like
Okay.
driving
I
there
will
and the roads
accept that.
like kind of stink. I'm
Actually,
sorry.
I'd rather drive in New York City than Jersey.
New York City.
Really?
The state
I
of
prefer
Jersey?
them over
my
like
gosh.
What?
Jersey though, because like you don't have to make those funky U-turns and stuff like that. And then like we're driving down a main road, and then like instead of turning left or like turning right, we have to make a U-turn. And I'm like, Why?
Come on, Jersey beaches, like
Okay,
nice.
I'm not a
that's
beach
nice,
guy.
but like,
Maryland.
I'm not a beach guy though. I
I
don't
mean, I
go
respect
beach.
Maryland, but
I mean, me neither.
Wait, can we
But
double
like,
back
State.
though? Rubane said he'd rather drive in New York City than the state of New Jersey. I feel like that's a bit exaggerated.
I don't know if
Depends.
I've driven in New York City a couple of times,
You
and
live in New York City.
well, I live right outside New York City, so I don't drive in New York City all the time. But when I rather take the metro when I go. But like when I do drive there, it's not that bad of an experience for me.
I don't know. I can't believe
I've
it.
gotten used to it. The first time it was very scary, but I've gotten used to driving in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, that area.
That's because people from New York are hard asses.
It's very true.
And then you got Pennsylvania with the potholes. You know.
oh,
Pennsylvania got
that's
potholes and
I
potholes.
hate that.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's potholes got potholes. Like
It's bad.
The national pothole is here.
And I've lived in PA for 19 years of my life. Like, the potholes just they never fix them either.
They fix
It's
them, and
a-
then like a week later they're gone. They're back.
Yeah,
It's like,
but they'll go like months without doing it.
yeah.
It's
no, they fixed it over the summer. There was a very bad one. If you take you know the big hill going up to the gym, there was
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
bad one by Madonna. They fixed it.
Yeah,
over
I
the
almost
summer.
died from that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you almost
yeah.
died.
Actually
You
though,
almost died.
I had an electric bike over the summer, so I was like bike around campus, and I work here overnight security, so I like spend my time and just like bike in circles pretty much. And the one night it was dark and raining, and I hit the pothole going like 20 miles an hour.
oh no,
Flew over the handlebars broke off the bike. Like I could not put them back on. It was so bad. My back still hurts every now and then from that.
Wait, actually?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
shit.
I was like, I flew a good like 10 feet
Oh.
off the bike. I thought I was.
back from that.
I had everything. I was rolling. And then I had a radio on me, and the radio went to like an unprogrammed channel, so it was like.
Oh, you
And
thought
like
you were dead.
And I didn't know that it was the radio, so I was like walking around hearing like a droning sound. I was like, I'm gonna die.
You're like the aliens are coming.
That's exactly. I was freaking out, but they fixed the pothole, yes, so I won't die anymore.
He thought he thought he had auditory hallucinations from being on the cusp of death.
Yeah, like I was scared, man. I
we
was-
have come for you, Jason.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks right now from this.
Well, did they fix the one by the bridge going into Dickerson or Dixon?
Dickerson?
Dude, I don't know why I say it that way. It's so dumb.
There's a country singer named Russell Dickerson.
Yeah. I don't think I get it.
No,
from that,
so guys, we're going to Dickerson City.
but- okay. You know what?
Hey, woo.
Bro, where did this conversation go?
I have no
We're
idea.
supposed to talk about
It started at
midterms.
Definitely not midterm anymore.
Yeah, no,
Dixon City.
No, it's Dickerson City.
no.
Yo,
the one,
that's going up on the board.
bro. Come on.
Yo, we have to Dickerson City. Wait, can we pan one of the cameras to pan? Pan cam.
Oh, no, it's not. Okay.
Wait, just
That's-
cam the one with.
That's probably
yeah.
way too zoomed in though.
It's capturing all the other.
Oh wait, no, never mind, never mind.
Never mind. Trying.
Dan knows a lot.
What
about
bridge-
stuff.
Why do you have to put my name up on there though? That just
It has to be quoted.
why?
See, like that one. Rubane has a hard time getting it up. Dan.
We can't say any of Dan's quotes.
We can't say some of the other ones.
my quote about
Well, we
Dan.
can't say Jason's quotes. I just collect them all. Janelle.
Which still makes I don't understand that one.
I'll explain that off camera.
Okay.
There's a deeper
The
story.
rest of them I
behind
think
it.
are funny without it. But I don't know what that means.
Girl power. Soren.
Yep, that was
And
me.
his
I like
sort
this
of
one.
names.
That's not gonna be said.
Anyway, yeah, people can't
Oh,
see
no,
this
but-
camera. We probably should be talking about this.
Okay.
We can't.
He said it anyway.
So what bridge are you talking about? The one lane bridge?
Yeah, the one lane bridge with the lights, and then like
No,
as
still
you're
messed
coming,
up now.
it's still okay.
The whole, the whole like road going into it is messed up.
That's
It's been
well,
messed
yeah,
up since
like
I've
the
been
whole
here.
bridge is messed up, but like that one I always have trouble with
Yeah.
when I'm driving through
Bridge has
there.
been messed up for a long time. I think it was messed up when I got here back in 2017.
Yeah,
Okay,
I-
so
I
that's
grew up-
never getting fixed.
I
No,
grew up
it's
down
not.
the-
Well,
It's gone.
I grew up down the street from that, and I remember when I was like 4, it was a normal bridge. I had like one memory of it being a normal bridge, and then at some point they'd close it off, and now it will I think,
Yeah.
forever be a one-lane bridge.
Young Jason, like a 4-year-old Jason, kind of like waddling across the bridge. You're like,
Well,
normal bridge.
Not realizing that.
Not realizing it might be his
changed.
last time
Yeah.
on a normal bridge.
Have you guys seen
Here,
George
did
Lopez?
other normal
like
No,
the
it's-
background scene?
No, last normal
that
bridge
bridge.
that leads into Dickerson City.
Right.
No, now I'm just thinking of young Jason, like in George Lopez, where like they do the flashbacks of George Lopez is like plastered head into a little body. Maybe you can find it later and put it on the.
Okay,
You
all
were
right.
throwing up like gang
Okay.
signs or something. Like I'm like looking
No,
over.
they're giving me how much time we have left, and they were just doing like gang signs or something to get my attention.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
midterms. What are you guys thinking? I don't think you give us your thoughts on it.
I mean, like to kind of wrap it up, like it definitely is tough. And then like like for players who get injured, like I know we have 3 guys out, including myself, right now for a month. But like that makes it even tougher because like physical therapy, you have to go through, depending on the injury, like surgery and stuff like that. So your workload just becomes really
you still
really
have to
like
go to
stressful.
practice.
Yeah.
You're not
And
doing anything when you're at practice.
No,
but you're
and
still there
yeah.
watching the practice happening.
Even though you could be using that time to do physical therapy.
Yeah.
and all that, but
Therapy sucks.
But like going, it's like for me, my reason for going is like I have to be there anyway. They're my teammates. They're guys that I'm going to be on the field with for the next 4 years, in and out, no matter who they are. So it's like any way I can still support, even though I'm injured, got to be there. That's just where I'm at with that. So like,
All right. Well, yeah. Oh, 4 minutes.
We get 4 minutes on the camera, but like on the timer, it's different.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but like, I know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
I'm kind of going through like a similar thing right now. Because I messed up my hip flexor in like one of the first couple of practices. It's been messed up for the last now almost 4 weeks, and like a hip flexor going back to normal is a 6-week recovery period. We have a game on Saturday, so I gotta perform no matter what. Like I gotta perform decently. I could go for a long time. Like we're talking about like running and like sprinting. I could do that for a while. I'm just in very like sharp pain. My left like quad just goes into very sharp pain because if you know what a hip flexor is, attached to your hip, but it goes down to your quad, and you could pull that by like overextending it. You could tear it. Thankfully, I don't believe it's a tear because it's getting better, like really quick. Because if it was a tear, that would be like a longer recovery time, but.
That's the new thing.
That's the new thing. 3 minutes left. But like
I
it
didn't
sucks
cut you
because
off.
I'm still going to practice. I'm still
Yeah.
doing everything. But on top of that, I have to manage that with like that's 2 hours of practice. I like going to the gym on my own time and doing a little bit of thing. Maybe that's like an hour on my own. And then we have like podcast shoots. We have like a homework class. And then I also have to like take time out of my day to go to the ATs and then go do a little bit of therapy, like physical therapy, because like it's a lot, and you do need those stretches, and it piles up.
yeah.
So basically, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, and like
I'm getting better now, which is good. I went to the ATs last week, and they were like, "Here, just do these. You don't need to come back unless like you're like dying."
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Well, at least you're getting better and everything. Like there are other guys that are out for God
year.
knows how
Yeah.
long. From baseball, for an example, like pitchers all the time get a torn UCL and then they're out for 9 months to 12 months. It's
Yeah.
basically an entire year. So like things get hard.
It's very hard.
And then you got to go to
mentally, too.
therapy, and then you got to come back. You got to build that skill up again.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have your midterms coming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this
Always.
was a midterms. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
We have
yeah.
school,
And I think we were kind of
classes,
talking about
schools.
that, like, how, like, you manage, like, the stuff with school, midterms, finals, all that stuff in conjunction with, like, your daily life or, like, your athletic life or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we're wrapping it up. Eric, do you want to cue us into the?
No, have Josh do it. Yeah. Sorry, Eric, but
Oh.
this is Josh's first shoot.
Oh yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. No
I'm
worries.
sorry, Eric.
Why? No, you're good.
Josh, look into the
Josh,
camera over there
yeah.
with the mic and say, "We'll be right back."
All right, so we'll be right back.
Hey guys, we're just taking this moment to talk about TVM, Marywood student-run news station.
They broadcast every Friday while school is in session.
The reporters create stories for all ages and their interests, such as local news, sports, and campus events.
They also have timely pop culture segments, one being a commentary on the 2022 Oscars.
They also have reoccurring segments titled Mental Health Matters.
Here, students and faculty get together to talk about the importance of mental health.
Check them out on YouTube at TV Marywood.
Hey Corey.
What's up? I'm back.
You guys are back in the same seats as before.
Same
seats as
I know.
They have their
Bring the mic a little
signature
closer.
seats.
Oh yeah. How's
Oh,
that?
it's money trees. Okay, we're good.
Okay, cool. We're good.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi, Rubane.
Some
Jason.
midterms.
Hi.
Well, we're gonna go. This is gonna get derailed very soon. But let's start
Yeah.
with midterms.
We're just let's get the midterms.
What's
out
your
of the way.
plans? How are you gonna do this?
There's not really any planning. It's just if I got to write some papers, just don't make the same mistakes as last time. And if I got to study, I'll use Quizlet, like I did with Mr. Hillers in the fall. Pretty much.
Yep, that too. I should have mentioned that. But
You talk about mistakes you made in the past. What kind of mistakes you talking about?
Well, the nitpicky critiques that like
the
the nitpicky critiques that like the jeepers, the nitpicky critiques that my English teachers usually email me with.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yes.
Nitpicky critiques.
No,
nitpicky
don't say that too fast. You're gonna say something else.
Think we should
Yeah,
move past that.
He's trying his best this episode.
Trying,
what you
guys,
got?
I promise.
What do I
Not
got?
trying hard enough.
oh, come on, don't encourage me.
So like, oh, he's still going.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, it went off the rails fast there.
right
Jeez.
off the rails. So I don't know. It feels like it's gonna be like another just like midterm episode. Just like, oh, we're halfway through the semester already. Great. As it goes for like test exams and like papers and stuff. I mean, it's just like the same thing every year. Just like get it done, don't fall behind, and just hope for the best.
I tend to procrastinate a lot. Procrastinate.
Say that one time.
Procrastinate. Say that one time. No, because like even for our paper for film and society, like yeah, stuff came up. It was a 4 to 5 page paper. Mine ended up being almost 6. I had to cut it down to 5.
That's a good problem to have.
Honestly, yeah, you don't want to be like done and be like, oh, I have 3. I'm 3 pages done. I got 2 more to go. But I kind of procrastinated at first. But then stuff came up, and then because of that stuff that came up, I was like not able to get to it until this weekend, which was like 4 days late.
Oof.
But like she was fine with it. She was just like, "Hey, I'm missing your paper." And I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. It's the reason." She goes, "Okay, just try to get it in." I sent it in, and this morning she just sent me like a thank you, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, great, it worked." But like I'm trying not to do that for like midterms when those do come around.
Yeah.
I mean, we're having a midterm on week 6. That's weird.
On
Yeah.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know why you call it a midterm. It's like a third of a term. You know what I mean? Like
Third
it's,
of a
it's a
term,
bit
yeah.
early for a midterm.
Yeah. So actually, when we're recording this, it's I'm gonna out us. It's February 21st.
20th.
20th. It's February 20th, and we're in week 6 of college. Normally, it's around week 8 when you have your midterms, or
Give or
week
take.
9.
Yeah.
Week 8, week 9. But we're having a midterm this week. That's why we're like, let's just do a midterm episode. I'm just trying not to fall behind, man. Like with rugby, with like all the other stuff that I'm doing, I'm just like, I don't want to procrastinate to the point where it's, oh crap, this thing is due in like half an hour. Which I do a lot. Which I did a lot of last semester and like my years before in college, but I'm trying not to do that.
Well, that's with time management. How Soren elegantly put it. You know, like if you're falling behind, like it's just gonna be more stress on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you just gotta have. To me, that's the only thing you should plan is like your time management.
It
Like-
piles on fast. when you miss
Yes.
something.
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's also for me, it's like my brain sometimes just doesn't want to work. I'll like sit down and I'll be like, all right, I have an hour. Let's do at least half of this paper.
My
Or
brain's not
let's
even
start it.
working right now.
I mean, my brain's never working. You guys know this. But like, I'll sit down. Like the other on Friday, I sat down. I had like an hour, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and try to do this film society paper, at least start it. I just stared at a blank screen. I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I get that. Like I'll start something and then I'll have a second monitor and I'll start something there too that's not
Yeah.
school related.
I'll put a YouTube video on.
I'm like, oh, yo, like Curtis Connor's dropped. Let me go watch a video or something.
oh wait, what? The brand new Illis podcast episode.
Yeah, let me go watch the episode I
Yeah.
just edited. I need to see it again. Please. Anything to keep you from doing this work. I think
Yeah.
that's just like ADHD in general.
Yeah.
How are you able to even edit that from like Wednesday to today?
A lot of fast, man.
Yeah.
Powers.
For me, it's like how my setup is. Like, it's here's my main desk, is my monitor, my laptop, my keyboard, and everything. To my left, I have another table. have my Switch on there. I have my Xbox. So all I have to do is pick up the controller, and my TV's right here.
It's
And
like
I have
there-
a swivel chair too, so it's not like I gotta pick it up. I just do this, and I go, "What are we playing?"
It's like there in your peripherals too the entire time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I feel like it's hard to like stay focused though. It's tough. Like
That's why I try to like get out of my room now to do it, but at the same time, just like I like to set up in my room a lot better. I could like turn the temperature down. I could blast music.
It's a controlled environment.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I'm on the same page with you. It's like I'm not into studying in the library, just because like I just like I want to set the environment to like how I want it. Because like sometimes there's gonna be study days where you like you just want all right. I want a closed room, no lights, only my monitor screaming. I'm gonna edit for 3 hours, and I'm just gonna get locked.
And I do
in.
that a lot. Yeah.
Mhm. But like if there's 20 people around me, I have my laptop set up right next to the LC. Oh, I'm gonna go get Starbucks. Oh, that's my friend over there. I'm gonna go talk to them for 5 minutes, which eventually turns into 2 hours.
as we know.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's kind of like a distraction.
Yeah. But like so
Yeah. Sometimes I'll lock myself in this room.
I was gonna say that's something I've done recently. Now that we have this room for ourselves, I'll come in, I'll play some Denzel, and like sit at my seat there and do some work. You know what I mean? Turn the
Play
lights down.
Denzel Curry at 2 times speed.
Oh yeah.
Like we did off camera.
2 times speed.
Off camera, we were playing albums at 2 times the speed.
It did not sound good.
And the music videos were playing too, so like that was,
Oh no, it was
an
everything.
experience.
He was not walking; he was running.
Running.
Turn
Run,
21
Forrest,
Savage
run.
for a minute.
Forrest was the Flash.
Yeah. But I've been doing that a lot recently, though. I've been coming down
Yeah.
here and doing work because it's a closed environment, but it's like a different place than my house. So like my brain's like. okay, I'm
It's
back
not
home.
upstairs where everyone else is walking by. It's not my room where I have a bunch of distractions. I have nothing except what I bring with me. So if I always carry my Switch with me now because I'm getting into like playing Zelda Breath of the Wild again. Have you guys played it or no?
I haven't, but I've heard of
In a
it.
while.
So I've been getting back into like my Switch and playing Zelda now that the new Zelda game's been announced.
It's
so-
coming out in May as well.
Yeah, May 12th, dude. My birthday's May 26th. So yo, parents, family. It's a $70 game, but it's like you don't gotta
Zelda
get me
Tears of
anything
the
else.
Kingdom is coming out May 12th, everyone.
Bro, like if my whole family were to be like, we all came together and got you one thing and it's Zelda, I'll be happy.
Yeah, but you say Zelda 2?
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the
Tears.
Kingdom.
I was like, bro, there's one Zelda and that took them like 30 years to make a second one.
No. There's a bunch of Zelda games,
Got it,
Ocarina
got
of
it,
Time,
okay.
Majora's Mask. But one of the biggest Zelda kind of like turnovers they had was when the Nintendo Switch came out. They had Zelda Breath of the Wild, the first like free roam Zelda game. It's an amazing game. Like people spent like hours, like 200, 300 hours just like when the game first came out. And of course the Switch came out with a couple of other games as well. Nobody paid attention to it.
And there are other games like taking that same exact formula. Pokemon Legends of Arceus, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, if we were to go away, like Elden Ring kind of like takes the idea of Zelda. Kind of like
No.
that open world. Was it
No.
Elden Ring or Scrolls? Which one? I forgot.
It's the same thing. Well, like, Elden Ring is like the RPG one, but like Elder Scrolls is like just like
Elder
just
Scrolls 5 is Skyrim.
the issue. Okay, the issue with Switch now getting open world games, and I mean it's not even an issue. It's just like the Nintendo devices were always built to be like a family entertainment system.
Yes.
The PlayStation, the Xbox were built so you could play games like Skyrim where you could have a giant open world because it had the CPU and the GPU required to actually
Yeah.
process those graphics. But like now, because of like, obviously the Switch was made to be like a little like portable, like portable
but then
and
at
home.
The main thing is you could play it on the big screen and you could just take it with you. You
Yeah.
bring the power
Also, think
with
about it
you.
like this. The PlayStation wouldn't even have been invented if it wasn't for Nintendo.
Well, no,
I
that no,
know the
that's
full story of
no,
that.
no,
I mean,
that's
we're
right
not talking
too.
about that.
but
We're just talking about like the current.
what I'm trying to
generation.
say is just what was necessary to make an open world game 10 years ago, you can now put on the size of a Switch.
Yeah.
Technology's just gotten better. That's why you never saw an open world Zelda game. And that's why like
Until
all like
now,
Nintendo was always known for like just the 2D scrollers, just because it was never built like a tank.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
it
we
wasn't
did
trying
have-
to. It wasn't. They I mean, they had 3D platformers, but like if you really look at it, after like the 2000s, Nintendo wasn't the one pushing the envelope for better graphics and better like
It was no
consoles.
until the Switch came out. Nintendo wasn't really pushing anything. Like the Game Boy came out, NES, SNES, Nintendo's up there. But then the PlayStation came out, and then the Xbox came out. Like, and then it was mainly a war against Xbox and PlayStation, and then later on, like around 2000, I believe 10, is when the question came out, PC or console. Like that whole war started, and then of course like PC is gonna be superior. Like you could upgrade it, you could customize it to. If you're only gonna play GTA, you could customize it so you can get the best graphics for GTA. Like with a console, you can't really do that because like the company makes it and then it's whatever.
Nintendo's like dope, and Nintendo will always be there. But Nintendo hasn't pushed the limits of gaming in literally the last like 15 years.
Actually, they did. The big question was when the Switch came out was like, yo, what is this? What do you mean I could take a home console and I could walk away with it?
Well,
there was always two.
They tried to do that with like the Wii U too, but like they were finally able to like perfect it with the Switch.
With the Wii U, it was like, oh, you could play anywhere in your house. You don't have to sit by your TV. But it was like some games you couldn't play unless it was connected. So Nintendo always had a handheld and they always had a home console. And the handheld, so like when Smash came out, like the handheld, like the 3DS, got a little bit of a different version of Smash than the Wii U did. Like we had a little bit of a weaker version. Same thing when it came to Mario Kart. We had a little bit kind of like a weaker version than what the Wii did and the Wii U did. Yeah. But with the Switch, the main difference was, what do you mean there's no boundaries to what I could play on this? So like you're telling me I could play main series games and I could walk around anywhere with them.
They brought MLB The Show to the Switch.
They brought GTA to the Switch.
How did they do that?
Overwatch.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, continue.
Yeah, so like I got the MLB for the Switch, and I don't know what we're doing here. Like it was like good enough. It wasn't obviously it wasn't the PS4 version or the PS5.
I just think that's weird seeing MLB The Show on the Switch.
It was weird.
Like you pull out your backpack, it's like
Apex too, and that was like weird as well.
Yeah, because like it's just like a downsized version of the game. Like it feels like a fake game, like a bootleg version of the
Overwatch did it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Overwatch on the Switch too. It's like terribly disgusting. It runs at like 10 frames.
Overwatch is one of those games that you can't play without feeling guilty.
Here's the best part, right?
Bad about it.
I'm in my clothes. I'm not carrying anything extra. Here's my Switch.
Boom, full gaming console.
Full gaming console. I have my Switch in my hand. This is the original Switch. It's not even the OLED. The OLED's a little better. It has a little better graphics in it. The screen's a little bigger. But like this is the original Switch that came out back in like 20. When did it come out? 17. That's when I got my Switch.
It's 6 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god.
This is an amazing console. This runs and does everything I want. Yeah.
Joy-Cons.
I've never had Joy-Con drift.
You're actually lying to yourself.
I'm not.
I have spent at least like $300 on Joy-Con. That's why I stopped playing my Switch because I feel like I had to keep buying Joy-Cons.
These are the only two Joy-Cons I've ever owned.
And like I bought like the controllers too for like GameCube. They're all bad. Nintendo does such a. I mean like all controllers are now bad, but like Nintendo is like really fucked
I
it
have
up.
the GameCube controlled by Power A, so I don't have the official Nintendo version. But I know they teamed up with Nintendo because Nintendo has like a $60 version, right?
I thought Joy-Cons were 80.
I thought you were talking about the GameCube controllers.
So like those are fine, but at the same time, it's just like I haven't bought a Nintendo controller that like really hasn't gotten messed up after like at least 2 months.
These are my original ones. They haven't gotten messed up.
You got the lucky batch.
If you have the controller, you can't bring it with you portably. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
The same way. Like,
I mean, yeah, but you're not gonna really use the controller. Like, if you're bringing this with you, you're bringing something like, if you're going around, you're most likely not gonna play something like Mario Party or. Maybe you'll play Mario Kart by yourself, but like that's for me. It's always been a game that I enjoy with friends. Smash was something I played a lot by myself to like get all the characters, but after a while it became a thing. Okay, I only play this game when I have friends around. So it's like I don't carry the GameCube controller with me, but like I play Zelda. Like I want to play more of Breath of the Wild. That's a one-player game I could just like. I actually like handheld version more than docked. I play it like this a lot more than having it docked to my TV.
I have a Switch too. I don't use it as much as you. I think
that's very obvious with how many characters are on your Ultimate thing.
Calling you out, man. Jeez.
But I think because I remember when I first got it, like I was playing it in bed just for the novelty of being able to play it, not on the TV screen. So I can agree with you on that statement. Where like I find myself playing it outside more than in the TV.
And like I don't even have that many games. Like most of the games that I have are Pokemon. I have Undertale, Animal Crossing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't have that many games on here, but it's like the games I do have, it's like I play by myself. Yeah. Like the Switch has and every like Nintendo console for me has been like, oh, I do this on my time. Like if I want to like have fun with the boys I get on Xbox, I play COD or something. But the Switch is kind of like taking it far because they're bringing a lot of things to the Switch. But at the same time, it's just like, Hogwarts Legacy.
Games from,
Is Hogwarts Legacy available for this?
It's getting ported. It got delayed. Like
Okay.
it will say. I think it's only available on PC right now, and then it's going to console, and then it's going to Switch.
It's available for PS5 as well.
Oh, it's okay. It's next gen consoles now and like PC, and then I think they're porting it to old gen consoles as well as the Switch eventually.
Now here's the thing.
But I
would
think it's
never
like
get
6
it on
months
this.
down the road.
I don't know if it's just me. I would never get it on this. I would get it on my Xbox.
If you have both of them, then yeah, might as well get it on the better.
Well,
version.
I don't have a next gen Xbox. It's only available. Oh,
Don't hit the mic.
I'm sorry. I can't remember about my Switch right now. No. So I don't have an next gen Xbox. So if I did want to play Hogwarts Legacy, I could get it for this as soon as it comes out, because that's much cheaper of an equivalent than getting a new Xbox. And I'm not getting a new Series X Xbox or a PlayStation 5 for a while, at least not for like a year, because I don't really have the need to. I'm not on it that much. But I would still rather wait and then get Hogwarts than get it now and play it on this.
Well, fair enough. And like you mentioned about like not getting next gen consoles, I feel like the difference between say like the PS3 and Xbox 360 and like the PS4 and Xbox One, I feel like that was a much bigger gap than it is like now. Like I had
Yeah.
the PS4 and like it's like fine, like
360 to PS4 was like the biggest like peak, because like both games, like every game I feel like worked well on both consoles. But it was at the time like the Xbox 360 was like pushing its limit, but like that was just like the good old days. Like those
Those
consoles
were
were
the days.
so good.
Speaking of good old days, how about the Wii, man? Like, I had that game. I had those games, bro. Oh my
I
god.
used to play the
I have
tanks
a
game or
Wii.
the tanks.
Yeah. Oh my.
Player.
Bro, I had so many Wii games.
Well, I had Bakugan on my Wii.
Bro.
I like Pokemon.
I gotta throw it out there. On all three Wii Sports, I bowled a perfect game, so I got
For real?
photo
Really?
evidence.
Perfect game, wow.
As a kid, it was back in like middle school. I was grinding, like I was in my living room playing. I was like sweating my ass off. My mom would be like walking by. She's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get a perfect game, man."
See,
Like,
I've never owned the Wii U. I only ever had the
We're talking
Wii.
about actual Wii, not the Wii U.
No,
well,
but,
that I actually did have both. I had the Wii U, and I have a
because
PS4.
the Wii Sports was there.
Or
There
likes
was
the
a Wii
Wiis.
U version.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
I owned the Wii, and then mine actually like got messed up. Like it would crash when I
Me
would
too.
play a game.
My Wii U broke after like a year. That's why I never got it fixed.
Yeah, I never got it fixed. It just sits there. Like I had it for a couple of years, and then it just started crashing after a while. Like I remember I had this like Ben 10 game on there, and I would like get like, it was always that same level. I never passed it. I got like I think halfway through the game, and it would just keep on crashing, and I was like, what the hell? So I never got a Wii U because I thought it was gonna crash, and I was just happy with my Xbox and 3DS. That's
The
it.
Wii U failed anyway, so.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but then the Switch came out and it broke records. Like it's an amazing console. Like that's what I'm trying to get at. Like there will always be like PlayStation or Xbox, PC or console, but no one's ever gonna say Xbox or Nintendo, because everyone wants a Nintendo device at some point, because those games aren't gonna go anywhere else.
It's just in a different category. Sorry, what was it?
I was gonna say, cause it's the whole category thing. It's like it's two different arguments. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
same
whole-
with the Xbox 360 too. That came out as well with the Xbox.
No, not that. Like, because like a lot of games on PlayStation and Xbox, it's the same games being released. Now those games are also coming to the Switch, so you can make the argument, oh, why don't I just get like a Switch OLED, right, which is the most strongest version of the Switch. I'll just stay that, and I'll get the games on there. But I don't feel like people get the Switch for those mainstream type of mainstream games. People get them for the Nintendo games.
Right, and
Yeah.
also just like the portability aspect, and also the ability to play it
Yeah.
on your couch with a group of people. Like it's just two different things, as we've kind of been getting around the entire time.
And there is a theory that there will be a Switch successor very soon, because some of these new Switch games are capable of a lot more, but the Switch can't handle it.
I wouldn't be surprised because when the OLED came out a few years ago, right? But like they're due for a new console, I think. Like
Yeah,
a new
I don't think they should move away from the Switch. It's an amazing console. Just give us you know how they had the 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS. Give us a new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Imagine
it's
if
possible.
Imagine if Satoru Iwata was still alive and he saw the Switch's success.
I assume that's Nintendo's
happy.
owner, old owner.
Yes, he passed away.
He passed away in 2015.
Well, it's also crazy. Just like if I hope they do keep the Switch and like upgrade like the graphics on it and that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
but even
considering Reggie's not the president of Nintendo of America anymore.
Well, it's not even Nintendo America that makes the console decisions. I'm pretty sure it's Nintendo Japan.
Well,
That makes
they
the
have
consoles.
been taking a lot more shady business practices since Doug Bowser came into power.
Whose name is Bowser.
And
Yeah.
that seems like a they shouldn't have hired him at that point.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, like you can look at it like PC gaming too. Like within the last like 2 to 3 years of COVID, there's been like 2 new series of GPUs to drop.
Yeah.
They literally went from the 30 series, which literally broke the entire market, to now like I feel like once they got the 30 series figured out, they just dropped the 40 series for like RTX and GeForce and all that.
It's happening really fast too, because they're making these upgrades a little too fast for like normal consumers to keep
Yeah,
up with.
consumers can't keep up.
Like as like people that are like YouTubers and like people that have a lot of money, yeah, they can do it. Yeah, you could say there's a lot of professions out there where people make a lot of money, but those professions people don't have the time. Most people that want this stuff are people around our age, but we're not gonna drop $3,000 on one little upgrade. That's a little unreasonable.
I feel that's just tech in general. It's kind of like exponentially growing at all times.
Yeah.
Like if we think about like even like storage size, like files and stuff. Like we had like bytes and megabytes, and then like all of a sudden now we have terabytes. Which is like a massive amount more than like a single. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I look at the info on the SD cards, and it's like one with like 30 zeros bytes. You know what I mean? Like there's a point where like 10 bytes was enough.
I remember like the first like my first smartphone, I had like 64 gigabytes, and I never ran out of space on that. Now it's like you have 100 something, 200 something. You're like, oh, it's only 200. Now there's phones available with 1 terabyte.
It's wild. The 64 gigabytes is like your base apps now.
You can't get 64 anymore on half the phones.
Well, I'm saying
Mine's 64.
like your apps themselves are like almost
Like I mean,
64
like all
at
the
this
new
point.
phones coming out, they took 64 out.
No.
Samsung took 128 out. You get 256 to start
Oh,
with.
really?
Like I recently, like in a similar aspect, like outside of phones, but like back to consoles for a second. Like I recently downloaded the original not the original, like the new Modern Warfare from like a few years ago. What's up?
No, just Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare,
No,
the one
the
that came out in
original.
like 2020 or
Yeah,
the
bad
new one,
one.
the
The
new
bad
one.
one.
the new one that's not the new one.
Yeah, there's
so
a
many
new
Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare.
Oh, so Modern Warfare 2019, right?
Yeah. So I downloaded that again. It was like 60 gigabytes for one game.
Yeah.
That was
no,
Red
there
Dead's over 100.
There was also there was a push by Activision. So like,
Activision's a bad company though.
yeah, no, Activision's a terrible company.
I think they even passed EA for the most evil gaming company.
Well, that's
there
all
goes
opinion.
any
They're all
sponsorship
evil.
by
There's
Activision.
no right. There's no right video game company. They are all evil. Anyway, like there was something where like
They're the most evil.
if you go into the code of Call of Duty, especially with the like the last 3 ones, there's just like a ton of just random files and stuff that people have been finding that like just don't matter to the game at all. And if the company wanted to, they can code it to a smaller file, but they keep increasing it in order to where if you want to play Call of Duty is the only game you're going to be able to download on your console, because it's going to be like 80 gigabytes of just storage, when in reality you only need 20 gigabytes to actually run the game.
So is it like a
Yeah.
purposeful decision? Where
Yeah,
they're like,
no, I saw a bunch of stuff about this over COVID. Like I know like Bleacher Report Gaming and like were covering it a lot. Same with like a bunch of people on Twitter, they were talking about it. But they just like kept with every Warzone update would be like adding 2 more gigabytes, and like they added maybe a slither of content.
See, it's all that, but then you have games like Fortnite, which takes 16 gigabytes of storage.
No, they
But
all
there-
can be coded
there's
down.
so much.
They all can be coded down. It's just
Yeah.
video game companies greedy, and just like if you're gonna play our game, you gotta be on our game and then buy all of our microtransactions and then just
Yeah.
get locked in.
And it's like with something like I guess as heavy as Red Dead Redemption, I understand why it's so like heavy.
Yeah, but the difference between Red Dead and Call of Duty is one's a good game and one's just a revamp every year.
Yeah. Dang.
Isn't Red
The
Dead 2
shade.
like one of the top, like one of the greatest games like
Yes.
ever? It's like
Red
top-
Dead came out, and
Arguably.
then we had Red Dead 2 recently, which is a prequel.
or one.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Red
didn't
Dead
finish
2 is
Red
a
Dead
prequel
2.
to
I
Red
got
Dead.
like halfway
I
through the
thought
story. It
Red
was so
Dead
big.
2 is a sequel because doesn't Red Dead 2 follow John Marston's son?
Was it? A prequel?
Oh, yeah.
No.
No, it
Sorry.
is.
Yeah, I'm getting my. I'm sorry. I'm getting my
I
stuff
have
mixed
no
up.
idea. Well, this is supposed to be 12 minutes, and now we're reaching the half-hour
Half-hour point. But no, I love Red Dead, but I don't even play story mode on it.
Rubane plays too many video games to not pass his midterms.
Well, we shouldn't even call it a
I'm
midterm
passing all
episode.
my
man.
midterms. I'm passing all
I
my
have to bring
midterms.
it back in.
We should just call it a hands-on learning experience episode, because it seemed like everything we did was just with our hands,
Hands.
man.
Yeah.
Hands only episode, man.
Hands only.
Only hands.
Only hands. Subscribe to our only hands.
Oh, come on now.
Okay. So
How do we transition out of that now?
yeah, it's midterms.
I don't know.
Just
Just
cut it.
Just
Just
cut it.
cut it.
I was trying to just fully slide down. I nearly just fell out of it.
But yeah, this was a fun little boys only episode. We haven't had one of these in a minute. We thought, let's just have some fun. Let's record. Let's talk about midterms. Let's talk, and then it just went into
Everything
gaming.
except for midterms.
Okay. Let's just finish it off real quick. How are you gonna prepare for midterms?
Oh man, me the question? I don't know. I mean, like, as like a comm major, I haven't really taken many midterms, and I feel like that's like a very unique situation.
Yeah.
Like most of my classes, midterms is just like another like video project where it's like just another homework assignment, but it's just graded heavier. You know,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily more.
And like I tend to put more like time into editing.
Yeah. So like I guess just like that, just like trying to focus in.
Yeah.
Like for sportscasting, we have like the papers and stuff. I'm like I gotta pick up my game on that one because I've been slacking on that class. I've been like doing the assignments, but like barely.
Wait, there's assignments in sportscasting?
We had the interview juice.
Oh yeah.
Stuff like that, but like and like the
Oh shoot, yeah. But
just like stuff like that.
yeah, just stuff like that. For me, it's just trying to not procrastinate, honestly,
Yeah.
because once that happens, I'm done.
All right. Well, yeah, we
Yeah,
can
thanks for
and-
watching.
midterms. So.
Midterms, video games, hands-on experience.
It's a mix of.
Go to bed and wake up.
And
life
yeah,
in general.
just wake up on time. Get your 8 hours of sleep. Thank you
Seven's
for tuning. You want to cue us out?
I'm not, man. That's
Corey.
not good.
Corey, you
Comes
cue us
along
out.
to it.
Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, whole hands-on learning experience.
Hands
Don't drop the L because it spells something else. So
take the L and make it a W.
thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for watching,
you.
guys. We'll see you in the next one.